Hey, what's going on, guys? This is my newly acquired 1970 Ford F250. It's pretty much bone stock, other than the crappy paint job that the previous owner put on it. Save face and make some money. But picked this up a couple months ago. It's got a 390 in it. It's got some cool dealership options on it. But it's a camper special, which is pretty sweet. I'm pretty sure the bottom trim, it's a two-tone on the door tag. I'll show you guys here. Door tag says it's a two-tone. Wimbledon white, new lime green. You can kind of see original color underneath this crappy paint job. Overall, truck is in pretty pristine condition. It was a farm truck. I'm the third owner. Had to pick up this tailgate off of a donor truck that I was able to find, get a couple parts off of. But yeah, I mean, she's not your typical show truck just yet, but she's stock. She's got some pretty cool dealership options. Interior is original, got the original seat, original floor mats. There is underneath here, there's some rust because the truck sat for a while, but cab mounts, everything like that, it's pretty good condition. Got the stock radio, that turns on, works. Dash is in pretty good shape, considering the age and originality. There's a truck sat underneath a shed for quite a few years. So there's a little bit of rust starting to eat through up here, which was common on these trucks. But the mirrors and everything like that, all the hardware, everything original, Fomoco stamped into those guys. Camper special mirrors were one of my favorite additions to these trucks, along with the bedside toolbox. I'll put a picture up of the truck when I first got it. It was just had sat for so many years, but it's got the I took off the old Jackman rims that the guy had put on, because again, I'm technically the third owner. The original owner passed away, I'm guessing, and the second owner, the guy I bought it from, he had it for a super short time, didn't do anything to the truck, and he just didn't know what to do with it, sold it to me for a pretty good deal. But when I first got it, I went to the junkyard and found off of a 70 as well, which I know they use the same rims for tons of years, different models and everything like that. But I went and got these rims and then powder coated them and got the original hubcaps off of a buddy of mine. So they're super clean, made the truck really look classic. Got the thin profile tires on there too, Bridgestones. They're LT 235 85 R16, so kind of that stock tire size that they had back then, to give them that tall but thin profile. Going underneath the hood, this thing is a 390, and there you can see one of the rare dual dealership options that these things had on them. It's got a oil bath air filter, air cleaner, and so inside here you can put there's the original sticker too, 390. You put a little bit of oil in here, and it's really good for just added benefits of cleaning all the air that's sucked up through here, and nothing gets into the carburetor. The only thing that this truck has that's aftermarket and not stock is the original owner, since it was a farm truck, he took off the original cast iron intake manifold, and he put on a Edelbrock Performer one along with a 4-barrel Holley carburetor. And I can see the benefit of that. You go from 88 pounds or something like that, or 80 pounds to 25, since it's aluminum. So it just helps with performance, and it's now a 4-barrel carburetor, so just added torque and power and everything like that. But this is all original. It's just surprising. That caution fan sticker, completely original. Fan shroud, original. Original battery hold down rod or whatever. And then got the original clamp and jack stand, which is just all really cool. Only thing I did too, I put this guy on just so I had working wipers and a wiper reservoir. The other one, it was original, but it was so cracky and just this plastic just did not withstand the elements. One of the first things I did when I got this thing is I did an oil change, and I took the valve covers off and put new gaskets in, because right down under here it was leaking onto here. And the reason I found out it was leaking is, besides the obvious visible cues, it would smoke a little bit. And what it was there was fluid leaking out and dropping down onto the exhaust manifold down here and creating smoke. And it tripped me out the first time. But yeah, so you can see too, I don't know if you guys can see that M2 written on there. It's Wimbledon white, new lime green color code. But yeah, I mean, for this thing to be 54 years old in a farm truck, it's raw, and I like that. You know, I get to go in here and do my things to it, knowing that no one's touched it. You know, and whoever did the paint job, they did a horrible job. I mean, it looks all right. The Wimbledon white paint is in decent condition, but I mean, they just slapped like a Earl Scheib, you know, paint job on here, and it's not withstanding the elements at all, which is why I'm gonna kind of, you know, I've set a goal to have this thing completely done in a year. Bodywork doesn't need anything really. I mean, look how good condition this bed is, you know. So you can see too, I mean, just all that original paint underneath. It's just, it looks like it could still be good. Take a pressure washer to it. I still haven't pressure washed this thing. I just sprayed it with water. But the tailgate too, since it was a farm truck, this guy had like a, you know, he would haul hay and stuff like that. So I found this Wimbledon white truck on Marketplace, and I got the tailgate for like nothing, peanuts pretty much. So it was crazy too, because like you could see it almost matches the color pretty well. So it would be easier for me to just kind of, you know, it came with the panel too. But she's raw, and I like it. I mean, I have a lot of goals with this truck. I would like to turn it into my, you know, cruiser and hold on to it. This is my second time owning this truck. Not this truck, but this model of truck. I had a 68 back when it was my first car actually, when I turned 18. And it just, the gas mileage on these things are not meant for daily drivers. So, but you can see here too, these things are original. Really hard to find, especially, you know, but I got this. And then you guys may be wondering, it's a 1970, why does it have black and yellow plates? Because this truck came off the line in San Jose in October of 1969. So when someone bought it, the original owner, he got this thing in 69 when they still had black and yellow plates. So also the original color, which you guys can see, you know, on here. You can see it's like a greenish yellow. It's the color code is 2. It translates to new lime green. And what's really cool about this is, besides the Mustangs and I think the Thunderbirds back in 69, this color was a one-off color. Like the trucks is a 1-year only color. So when I get this thing going, I only found one other truck on Google that had the same color combo, and it's pretty sweet. Kind of makes this truck kind of more of a unicorn. So, but yeah, it's got the dual exhaust, stock dual exhaust. Only issue that I have is, if you can see there, it's starting to eat through, so I'm losing power. Problem with that is I would like to keep it stock, but I'm gonna have to take it into somewhere or see if I can weld it myself. But bumper too, it's all original. Everything on this truck is original besides the tailgate. Let's go in here. I can show you too. It starts up first. I've driven it quite a few times the last couple of weeks, and let's see. It should start up first try. It starts up really, really nicely. As you can see too, now that we're on the interior, it's got, odometer says 73,000 miles. I'm guessing that that is correct. I mean, pedals and all that don't look too worn down here. If it was a farm truck all its life, it's really hard to put 173,000 miles on, you know, driving around your farm. Stock steering wheel, everything is stock on this thing. It's got a couple cracks and everything like that. Not a big deal, but it just shows its age. But let's see if this thing fires up. Pump the gas. It's got, you know, it's got its wear and tear. I'm not concerned about that at all. The concern I have is just the engine's original. This is really cool right here. Check this out. So, stock speakers from, you know, 54 years ago, and everything works. So, it's pretty cool. All the electrical all works. You can see everything works. You can do your flashers. Everything works. This right here, I still have to jerry rig a little bit, kind of mess around. These things, the wiring harness in the back gets kind of like knocked out of place, but as soon as like for example, I had my foot on the brake and now it's working. You put your foot on the brake, and you know. So, but headlights all work, all the gauges work, my fuel gauge works. I mean, this thing is cool. It's raw. Doesn't leak either, hardly. You know, I still have to change the transmission pan gasket and just go through that, just kind of get some fresh oil in there, your transmission fluid. But I mean, this thing is just cool. I'll have to get my brother's GoPro. I have a mount for it, but I got rid of my GoPro. But just so rad. I mean, this thing is just a unicorn. So, I mean, 1970, and this thing's got a freaking oil bath, you know, and that's factory. That's what's cool about it. It's a factory oil bath, and you know, body's not. I mean, the only body damage other than the rust up on the cab roof is this right here. He must have like hit some kind of like a stump or a rock, and you know, did a little bit of damage, but I can get that out. Also too, if you guys are wondering what those are, original owner too, he put some speakers in, cheesy, you know, JVC speakers. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna patch that up. Super easy. You know, but I mean, I wanted a project, and this is probably the best project I could have gotten. So, oil pressure and the temp gauges never go, it always just sticks right around that first little notch. And the oil pressure is just, it's always just right in that zone. But yeah, speedometer works. I mean, just so powerful, so cool. I'm missing the headliner. Need to get one of those. The thing when I got it, it's just, the headliner was not savable, but it's got the sliding window in the rear. So, but yeah, guys, wanted to give a little bit of an introduction. Gonna have this thing hopefully for, you know, rest of my life. These things are getting harder and harder to find, especially in original condition where someone hasn't rebuilt the motor or you know, has issues. I mean, for this thing to be pretty much bare bones stock, the rust up top and the paint job doesn't bother me at all. I'm gonna get this thing painted eventually. I would obviously have loved to try to salvage the original paint, but you could see they primered it in some spots, which is just gonna take forever to take care of. So this thing has, I mean, you gotta remember these things are 54 years old, and yeah, you can find them in better condition, but I paid almost nothing for this thing, and I think I just have world of opportunity with it. It's complete. It's 100% complete. I mean, from the front grille, I mean, look at that shot right there. It's so cool. These things look just so cool. But yeah, I mean, also too, when I got this thing, I was thinking, I didn't even think about the registration or anything like that. This thing was on non-op, so I didn't have to pay anything to get it back. No back fees, nothing. I mean, this thing is so neat, just how complete it is. And it drives great, it runs great. Just got to do a little bit of maintenance stuff on it, and then I can just go to town on the body. You know, I'm keeping this thing original. I'm gonna restore it back to stock when I go to repaint it. You know, but also too, check this out. All the glass around, front windshield, the this glass right here, all that, the back window, the other side, all of it's stock car light glass, and there's not a single chip, crack, scratch, anything. So, and another thing that made this truck so rad is had all the trim, all complete. So I'm pretty stoked, guys. I mean, this thing is it's rad. It's a piece of history. It's in great condition for its age. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, it's our human just error to want perfection, you know, but perfection comes at a cost. And I wish that the guy I got it from didn't just take it in and do a cheap paint job to make it look better, because it doesn't look better at all. I would have rather just seen it had some patina, you know. This all would have just been nice, but I feel like this got worse because he painted it and it didn't seal, so it allowed the paint to just disintegrate and water to eat through. But yeah, I mean, she's an old gal. She's gonna have her wrinkles and her problems, but she's, I mean, for a project, you can't ask for much more than a complete, functional, you know, truck to start with. All the gas tanks too. I mean, you look over here, everything is, I mean, I had the other thing too, I forgot, wanted to get the fuel gauge to work so I can know how much gas is in here. This fuel gauge, for this works. Just gotta, when you switch this lever over, it'll switch to that tank, and that fuel gauge works, the sending unit works. But this one, the float was missing, and it actually is still in this tank. I haven't been able to get it out. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those small, you know, imperfections that I had to take care of. The other sending unit too, the original, I have it still, but it just doesn't work. The float's in here still, and I just haven't wanted to take it out yet. I still have so many things I need to do to this truck. I just have started with just trying to get it, you know, drivable, and then get going on it. But now that the engine's running, you know, perfect, and it drives pretty good. This thing is phenomenal. So also too, I didn't mention when it was running, the truck doesn't smoke. So my other truck, when I was 18, it was a 68, that thing smoked, and this thing does not smoke at all. So I think it's pretty cool to use as a project. I mean, tell me what you guys think. I mean, what's your general consensus? I have all the keys, all the original keys too. That's another benefit. So, but I mean, just every time I have this cover that I put on it, and every time I'm just amazed when I take it off. So, all right guys, catch you later.